What's up?
Yo.
Hey. Ollie's gone!
Yeah, he left on purpose.
Ollie, what happened?
You said 10 seconds
He
and he
said he had a
said,
mouse.
I don't like your rules.
I think it was a mouse. Either that or he was listening to the microwave for so long he decided, I want to use the microwave now. Alright, so anyways, you guys make your way back all the way to his port and to Colton's port, and you make your way up there to speak with him. As you make your way back to his keep, to where he is, riding in on a vessel that you were not sent away with, so more or less bring an extra vessel to his dock. Um, he will meet with you not quite inside of his home, but outside of it as he's walking the coastlines with a few of his, strategists and whatnot that exist here. And he's kind of like pointing out things. So as you guys are like approaching from afar, you see he's pointing out to the horizon and having a conversation with somebody. They're discussing a little bit, points in a slightly different area, and they agree. He'll see you guys coming as you're like climbing your way up to where he is, because of course you were coming to meet with him. And he will turn away from like kind of like pat one of them on the shoulder, say something, and then turn to walk down a bit to meet up with you guys. You're not far from the advisors that he had. He maybe meets you like 50 feet or so from where they're standing and continuing their own conversation. There are 3 advisors up there, or other people that lead, generals, strategists, whatever. You don't know who they are. So as you make your way up to him and him down to you, he does call out and say, I see the winds kept your sails full and your enemies away.
Always. I had that witch blood, remember?
Yep.
I will, I'll toss down the coin, and I'll just say, Mika is joining us. She'll lead the attack on Point Verge.
She's over her cold
And
dead hands. No, you pried that from her corpse, didn't you?
no, she's alive.
He looks to the other 2.
Yeah.
Nods, yeah.
So now I'm gonna go to Vigaport and talk to Rhaegar. But I'm gonna need something from you first. Just to make sure that happens.
You got Mika, you got the blood sails,
It's not enough.
and you got down at last point too. God damn it, Kyrann. God damn it. I feel like you're gonna make some terrible decisions and we're gonna lose more lives than we otherwise would have, but you're probably also gonna succeed at this, aren't you? He takes a few steps closer to you, reaches into his jacket, and he pulls out a sword. And he like because he reaches into his like jacket that he's wearing, his cloak that he's wearing. My apologies. Reaches down, grabs the hilt, and pulls out a sword and aims it at you and says, "How about a duel?"
Oh, God.
I like actively like groan. Why? Why do we have to duel?
She doesn't like duels.
For fun.
For fun? Can I use magic?
Magic is fun.
Magic is also fun.
Sticks the sword back into his sheath, pulls out the coin, and tosses it to you.
Sure, we can duel if you want to duel.
He's like, "You stole the fun from it."
Sorry.
And he'll turn and make his way grumpily back up to his to the 3 people that he was speaking with before.
I kind of shrug at Stalvor. I don't know what I did.
I don't understand. He's your family.
That's true. Bye, cousin. I'll yell as I walk away.
He throws at least one finger up back as and makes his way, and you guys make your way back towards. Are you gonna, I assume, relax here for a bit before you just head right out?
Yeah, and I would like to send the Bull of the Sea along with one of the changelings as Kyrann back to Farland.
Gotcha. Only one of them? Are you more or less just sending Kyrann there to like hold up shop for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to speak to one of the changelings to give this, so how do you like decide which of them?
I ask. It's like, who wants to deal with the blood sales?
There's like an audible groan between each of them, and one of them is like turns to the others is like,
More of a groan than there was for
Duel.
Mika?
oh yeah,
Really? Why?
oh yeah.
I asked them. I asked them why.
So instead that person will respond to you and say, they're weird.
They're very weird.
They have all these cultural strain. It's if you would normally open a door with your by extending your right hand to grasp the handle, they probably do it with their left, and to do otherwise would be offensive to them.
Wait, so I have a question. Which one of you is least comfortable with being Kyrann?
You guys actually don't know much about this yet.
I
think?
was gonna say
This is the
Stalbor
first-
definitely isn't here because Stalbor doesn't know about this
Well,
scheme.
this might be like
Yeah.
the first that you guys are hearing about this. 'Cause I wouldn't.
Actually, would you do this even in front of them, or would you do this?
I
to
would
the
do it in
side?
front of him. Yeah.
Oh,
It'd be like
well,
the
I
first
would-
time hearing about this.
then I have a look. Was like they're not strange.
They don't look like changelings either. These look like people in front of you.
Right.
Why,
Just like
we would
four
know
headed
they
people.
were
But we
changelings.
know they're changelings, yeah?
No,
We
think
got
that's
them from
last
Last Point. They've been traveling with us for a long time.
fair.
We've been part of. We
Fair.
know that we got more changelings from Last Point. We just
Yes.
don't know the scheme.
Why?
Correct. You
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
you got more changelings. My apologies, all. You are correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, you what was the question that you asked, Ollie?
Well, I
I
asked.
heard your thing. But did Ollie say something too, or no?
Oh, he's just sort of like they're not. Their culture makes a lot of sense. It makes more
Okay.
sense than yours.
So two of them kind of like respond almost at the same exact time, like, well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to. You see, it's the way that she.
Well, I point and say he's not competent in being you. These people wouldn't understand whether it's you or not. Send
Why
him.
are they being you? I don't understand.
Okay. Well, the idea is that we can be able to play at once, and we can communicate with each other more efficiently that way.
I don't know
It
about-
makes sense.
I didn't think you'd like this, but I didn't say anything.
Yes, correctly so. I don't think that's. I think that goes against some of the points we're trying to make here. You're going to be breaking a very thinly veiled trust.
Yes,
just trying to build.
correctly so. I don't think that this is what we were working. Be
Practicing.
veiledly. I think I can do it. Says one of them.
Awesome.
And then like looks over at Stalwar again and like kind of levels off their shoulders in a way that they think feels very Stalwar-esque, and then just looks like Stalwar for a few moments. Looks down
He's
at
not
like a
gonna
pool
like
of,
that.
looks down at a pool of water, and then you see the facial features start transforming into other features that are Stalwar-esque, but not quite. It's like it's enough to be like, is that Stalwar's third cousin? You know what I mean? Like enough to be like, there's some relation there, but clearly is not
Right.
Stalwar. And
Right.
but still wearing the clothing that they were wearing beforehand. Then looks back at Stalwar, who I imagine is giving a deadpan glare, and once again kind of balances the shoulders and the straightened back and whatnot for a few moments, and says, I think I understand them to a small degree.
If you try and play this ploy on their island, not only are you going to ruin this entire plan, you're going to ruin my future. My future is infinitely longer than yours, so I care about it a lot more than yours. So you better stop this whole mess now before I make you stop it.
You saying this to who, him or her?
I'm saying this directly to the changeling.
Okay, he says,
You're doing this.
you think I'm trying to be you.
I think you're trying to trick the people of Falnan.
I'm
It
trying-
might be a well-meaning trick. It is still a trick. We do not appreciate tricks.
I was sent here to be Kyrann, but to be convincing, I need to know who I'm trying to convince.
You may go as yourself, or you may not go at all.
He turns back to Kyrann and says, Cap?
Star Wars gonna storm out. Storm out and like push the door out of the way and it blows off the hinge.
Go
Are
with
they,
Karen.
are they all that strong?
No.
walks, and when he sees Stalwar storm out, he'll actually follow after Stalwar for a little bit and like really watch, like lean against the now cracked door frame and watch Stalwar as he storms, like really studying the gate and whatnot of the step.
Not as Stalwar. You can go as Kyrann.
Oh, I'm aware. It's again, know who you're trying to, and continue staring after. The other three changelings kind of snicker a little bit.
Be nice. You three. All right. And with that, I need to secure passage to Regalport, to which I will ask Colton to arrange.
En's like, I thought it was strange that you weren't taking our ship with us, but it's because our ship would be too obvious.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it?
What do you think about all this with
En?
the changelings? Yeah.
I don't like the idea of why this contingency was set up, but I understand the significance of it. Why do you need Colton to arrange passage? Can't we just take the ship that we took here?
It could, but an airship would be faster. Or being clouds would be faster.
Sure, but those would also be a bit of a statement. Are we looking to make a statement on arrival? Are we looking to catch them off? Like, what's the approach?
I mean, I'm always looking to make a statement. Ship would be fine.
What's the approach that you're going for, Kyrann?
The approach that we're going for is that he wants a united principalities, and we have that.
And so do you think it's sailing on a ship that would allow us to more or less get to the docks without being detected? A ship that would get us detected from pretty far as an airship flying towards them that they might or might not know what it is? Which ship it is? Or do you think that just kind of appearing where we want to as clouds touching the ground? What's the statement that you want to make?
Appearing as clouds. He wants to be the center of this. We should let him have that.
All right. Clouds it is then. En says, then I'll stay here.
Okay, why?
We have to be ready to come get you, don't we?
Oh yeah, I suppose that's true.
Someone has to sail the ship in case things go wrong and you need a pickup.
Okay. Sounds good.
You do realize that you're going to be on your own for a while. So when you screw things up, stay to the shore, but stay hidden for a bit?
It's gonna be fine.
Sure. You bring any of them with you? Gestures towards the other three changelings.
One of them.
Nods, looks to them, looks to him, and says, "I think I've got something for you to wear. Come with me," and brings somebody with him back to the Bowl of the Sea, to where his supplies are. So you can grab supplies before it leaves. Obviously, Stalwar is off harumphing in a field somewhere. En just went off with one of the changelings to kind of like get prepared for them to go with you. Another one of the changelings is preparing to be Kyrann aboard the Bowl of the Sea. What's Bellum and Kyrann doing?
I turn to Bellum and I say, "Do you think that's a bad idea?"
I think going as the clouds makes sense. It shows
Not
that
the
we
clouds.
are. Oh no! What a good idea then.
The changelings.
I think it makes sense. I think it has potential to blow up in our faces. I think that if you're going to do it, it has to be seamless. But all in all, it makes sense. Not only to get word from these areas to us and from us to these areas, but to have the figure of you. However, I wouldn't put you back with that dwarf because she's probably just going to bug you every single day to attack.
Had any intention of being me there. Maybe he did. I don't know.
It didn't.
Yeah, I don't think so. But Bellum has no idea what he plans to be. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Just don't be you there because otherwise she's going to get antsy and want to attack sooner rather than later.
All right. Shall we go find Stalwar?
Yes, but first, you say where we're going. We've saved him for last because it's going to be the hardest person to negotiate with.
Not necessarily the hardest, but I don't think we could have done it before without getting the support of the others.
So what are we walking into, just so I know? How should I handle this? I understand that you'll be talking, but I tend to have to clean up what you say, and I want to know if I should be aggressive or if I should side with them.
Sure. And I'll kind of walk with Bellum as we're talking to find Stalbar.
Perfect.
And I would kind of fill him in on who Rhaegar is. Rhaegar is, I think he's technically the High Prince of the Principalities.
He is. He's the one that to the rest of Corvair is the ruler of the Principalities.
It's kind of a nonsense title. Back when the Treaty of Thronehold was signed and nation lines are being drawn, the Principalities, to be recognized as their own sovereign nation, had to unite under one person. Rhaegar was that person. Obviously, he doesn't have control of the Principalities right now, so short-lived. That. But he wants to see a united Principalities under him. He's from the Galifar blood. What is that last name, Scott? I'm blanking.
Give me 1 second.
Ilwarnen.
Or Wernan.
Wow.
Is what he
Thanks,
goes by. Yeah.
Guess who Googled Regalport?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Ollie with the answering of Eberron before Erin or myself. That was
know.
But
Impressive.
it's because he Googled it.
It's on this screen.
Makes no sense.
Yes. Or Wernan is what he goes by. So he clearly claims some Galifarian blood. Whether or not that's true, I personally don't believe it, but...
Well, I guess we'll play it by ear. And I advise all three of us to be there during this meeting. Not just you, not just me, not just Stalbor, but all three. Or he's the smarts, I'm the wisdom, and you're the power.
Right. But we have to find Stalbor first. You think maybe he went to go check on his urn?
I can find him. Hold on. I will cast a spell. I'm going to cast Locate Object on his staff.
Yeah?
You find it.
Yeah, Kyrann, we're going this way. I got him. He's within sights.
All right.
Stalbor.
So I would have gone to pick up the urn if it was ready.
It would be. It's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I do that, and then
you were walking in, and they finished the urn. They did it exactly as you had described and whatnot. Of course, not exactly as you wanted it, because you described it, and they made what you described. The craftsmanship quality is there, but obviously what you saw in your mind and what you got for a result are two very different things.
Yeah, for sure.
But these aren't elves. What do you expect? They don't understand the nuance. They don't
Stalbor isn't as elven-minded as that. He can respect what they made.
But they made what you requested.
Yeah. I already paid, so I'll just thank them and leave. And actually, as I'm leaving, I go into my bag, attack out an urn of ashes, and dump one into the other, like in the doorway. And then
just carrying around the urn.
Yep, and then I screw the urn shut and I put that in my bag instead.
I don't know what that means, but their urn is shut. And did you spill any?
No, Stalbor has practice doing this.
Not a grain.
Yes, I do.
I'm not doubting you do. I was just the weirdness behind you do.
I know it's probably part of Stalbor's backstory, but I just had an image of him practicing with Lucas ashes again and again.
Yeah, literally just back and forth.
Little sweeper for when he screws up, you know. So you guys are coming in as he's finishing, kind of packing up his stuff.
Oh well, Stalbor.
Well, where are we going, wise captain?
Here, going to Regalport. Stalbor, look, it's not a trick. They speak for me.
As you.
As me.
That might fool some of the more mortal races. Probably won't fool the people of Falnan.
They just
That's
have
fine.
wrong information. That's all.
I'm sure they'll very much respect that.
I don't think they very much respect me at all, to be honest. So, I don't very much care about their opinion, as long as they do what they're promised.
I think they'll hold up their end of the bargain. We gave them something they wanted far more than their freedom.
Well, then they can do things my way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So wait,
Yes.
did N go on that trip or no? Just the one?
And is staying with the bull,
Okay.
and he is taking the other ship, I believe, too. Yep.
Okay.
He's taking the other ship to go towards where you're going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we have Stalbor. Who else is coming with us?
I think
Is it
it's just us, and one of
just us
the
three?
changelings come with us.
3 and a
And
changeling?
Rock.
I mean, I
what
feel
about
like Rock can learn so much from this environment. It's orderly compared to the home he's used to.
I feel like Rock needs.
Rock in this town has kind of had a lot of fun. Rock has walked around, looking at different things. Sometimes he would kind of see somebody that looks very different from what he's seen before, and he'll walk up to them and just like stare at them. But it's one of those like stands uncomfortably close, and stares at the side of their head, breathing. But Rock, don't forget, is a well, he looks mostly dwarven. And so when he stands up like next to somebody, it's probably because they're sitting down, and he's like,
I think this is good for him. I
I
think.
think it's good for him to see multiple different areas,
I mean,
multiple
Rock.
experiences.
Rock like.
I don't think Rock should become a running cloud through the sky. Is all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Are we traveling by cloud again? In which case, we should take as few people as possible. It did tire out the poor mage who used your magics.
Yes, I think just us and the changeling. Oh, who's gonna keep an eye on Sir Flames a lot?
I was saying he should probably come with us as well, although if Regal Port is as connected as it claims it is, then it might be problematic.
Yeah. And he won't go under a disguise.
No, he finds that offensive, almost as offensive as if someone, probably used his own face.
I mean, I'm sure if he let somebody use his own face, he'd be okay with it.
I don't think he ever would. I think that's more or less my point.
I don't think he would either, but he's not me. So
You do
So,
realize there's a very obvious trick that they can do to prove whether it's you or not.
I don't
Beyond
care if
magical
they
sight.
prove whether it's me or not. They act on my behalf. Like, even if they find out, they can contact me and I'll be like, yeah, no, they're there for that reason.
I'm sure, like many of your plans, it's going to blow up in our face at some point.
I just think we should leave Haldren behind.
I don't think Colton is gonna like that.
I mean, what else? If we take
But
him
I
with
did
us, he's
intend to have
recognized.
Colton help. Let's go talk to them.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Who are you heading to speak to?
We're gonna grab Urbarask and we're gonna grab Colton and we're gonna put them in a room together. It's gonna be great.
That's the easiest way to solve the problem.
It is.
Ask, like, where do you want to be? Do you care if he's here? Do you want to go with us?
So who do you grab first? Urbasek?
Yeah, I guess so.
Urbarask, yeah.
And you do you say anything? Just come with me. We got a meeting we gotta go to.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what you're gonna do and where you're gonna go.
What do you mean? What are we gonna do? Where we're gonna go?
If you're gonna come with us to Regalport or if you're gonna stay here with Colton. Colton's been working to get you communications to Arcanics. And honestly, I think he could use your expertise when planning the airship assault. So I would prefer you to stay here with him. He isn't as certain.
All right.
All right, let's go find Colton.
Comes along and you.
It'll
go-
be like a whisper of Elvish of like, he has nothing to say. That is very interesting.
when you go meet with Colton, he'll actually meet you with you in the same study where he originally met with you, And he's in there and he's doing paperwork because it's like the evening. And he's like signing papers and reading things over, messages, correspondences, and stuff like that. And so when you guys go in, you go walking in with Haldren. He's kind of like one of those, you come in, he's like, yep, come in. The bar's over that way. You can grab yourself a drink. I'll be there with you in a few minutes. Please. And he's continuing like reading his letters, doing correspondence.
Stalboard definitely grabs a big drink at the bar.
Can you grab me one too, please?
Are you sure you can't have one of yourselves do that? He does, though. He's like...
I don't even respond to that one.
I'll go over to the bottle, and after he pours the 2 drinks, just take the bottle and start drinking.
As to say, Stalboard drinks the drink on the way over and gives her an empty glass.
Oh.
That's just rude.
No. He's not that rude.
Aggressive.
He makes the joke and then gives the bottle and behaves.
Haldren Urberask? Colton Brightwin? Haldren Urberask.
I'm sure you know each other.
Excuse me, sorry, I yawned. When you say that, Colton who was doing work, puts the papers down, stands up, and turns, and he's like, "You brought this war hero here for a reason."
I did. I think that you two can be mutually beneficial for one another. Haldren has need to get word out to Arcanix. You have means to do that for him. And you need to start planning the airship assault on the barricade. And I think he can help you with that. Given that he is a brilliant general. Regardless of everything else.
Roll a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. I clicked it. I don't want to click it again. Oh, there we go. I'll action point it.
Aaron's burning those action points this session.
I am. I do a lot.
So he's like, oh, damn. You're not wrong. But there are other factors. People here recognize Urberask. They recognize the name. They recognize the stories, even if they don't know the face.
Mm-hmm.
And to which case, Haldren finally speaks up and says, "And what of it? Are we really going to allow the sins, as you probably perceive them, of the past to be something that disallows us the chance to succeed in the future? I mean, I did what I must to serve my queen, my kingdom, to make sure that my people got home safely. You once destroyed about, was it 200 of your own countrymen to win a battle? Yes, it was about 200 countrymen. They did burn, but you know what else burned? Nearing 1,000 fully armored paladins from Thrain. Sure, we did lose those people, but we saved many soldiers' lives and many other citizens' lives to do so. I'm not afraid to admit the fact that I play the numbers. I do the math and work to find the solution that weighs in my favor, and I'm going to do the same thing should I lead up an army with your own people there. But you know what's going to happen in the end? We're going to win this fight. Like every other fight I've ever fought in. We're going to win it." He's like, "Really? Every fight you've ever fought in?" And he kind of leans in, Haldren, and he's like, "That's correct." And then quicker than most of you would expect, Colton punches Haldren square in the face. Just like cracks him in the side of the face, because Colton is a half-elf in his prime. He is in great shape and is definitely capable of fighting. Whereas Haldren's an old man. He's an older guy. He's a human who's in his 50s. And so his late 50s. So this cracks inside of his head. Definitely sends him stumbling back. When he doesn't react very quickly, Colton sees the opportunity, takes 2 steps forward, and drops another punch straight down into the guy's temple, which knocks him flat onto his ass.
What the fuck?
I start crafting a healing potion.
And then Holdren, who's on the ground.
Colton, here are your options. Either he stays with you and he helps you, or I send him with Mika to take Port Verge. And if she takes Port Verge successfully, she's going to keep it. If Urbarask is there,
Holdren
she's
says,
going to keep it.
Kyrann, I can fight my own fights, thank you. And he pushes himself up. It's slow. But
I just
pushes
go and have a
himself up.
drink. The Star Wars we watch.
And he's like, did you make your point? That you can turn to the barbaric ways of a foot soldier to win a battle of the minds? Because I can tell you that if it's going to be a foot soldier leading this fight, we're probably not going to win. But don't worry, I'll find a place for you on the battlefield where you can use that hook.
Ugh.
And Colton, of course, infuriated by it, does like a rush forward and knees the guy in the gut, which sends him collapse back down to his knees. It's like,
Wish I had calm person.
tempers are also a wonderful thing too. And he stands himself back up. You see, knowing what triggers somebody, what sets off their temper, gives you an upper hand in that fight. And Colton just kind of like circles around a little bit. He's getting clearly aggravated, clearly flustered. He's doing like these like quarter to half circles, like pacing back and forth. Like, don't fucking make me kill you, man. Don't make me do this. Like, I know that you're like, he's kind of mumbling to himself, but what he's actually saying you can't really hear because he's doing it very much under his breath, and it's in that kind of half elven / common kind of language that is, you know, Kyrann might be able to kind of understand, but she can't hear it. And anyway, so he's saying this, and Holdren watches him pacing back and forth and says, like a caged lion or an abused dog, look at you, waiting for your opportunity. Is this how you control your temperature? This is how you control your temper? By wearing all your emotions on your sleeves, allowing your opponents to fully read you. And the guy is just so fucking pissed. It's not even like he said anything particular to trigger him this time. It's just that he just keeps fucking talking. And so he comes rushing forward and just goes rushing forward to full on punch the guy again with his left hand as he goes to draw his sword with his right. But as he does so, this is when Holdren throws up a fire shield. So as he reaches forward to punch the guy, he gets this backlash of fire, just whips around the Colton, and literally encompasses his entire body in fire that eats away into his flesh for a couple seconds before dissipating. And Colton's like, ah! And then in like a flash or a moment, you see that there's a sword comprised of fire inside Holdren's hands. And he lifts it up and he swings it down hard like he's going to sever Colton's head from his shoulders, but stops close enough that the blade doesn't cut into him, but the licking flames are clearly burning Colton, because he kind of like ducks and shies away to get away from the burning, and is rubbing his singed beard as he does so.
Can I intervene?
Sure.
If you try to, Stalbor like puts his staff against your chest. Go, not like I'm completely stopping you, but like sort of let it happen, sort of thing.
And so as he kind of like,
I'll hand Bellum another drink.
I will take the drink. I will, I'll wait a second, and if it seems like anyone goes for any type of crazy hit, then I'll push past the staff and intervene.
Sure. So he as Colton kind of like worms away, like shies away from the fact that he, you know, the attack that was stopped and the singed beard, the heat and whatnot. This is when Holdren says, or you can bide your time and you can find the right moments, controlling your temperature. I almost say temperature.
I mean, it kind of makes
You're in your own head.
Controlling your temper and allowing it to flare up when you need it. You think it doesn't anger me every town I step into, every person that thinks they're significant, questioning whether or not my actions were validated, whether or not I saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of people and brought down the enemies of the crown that I served, I am a fucking patriot, and I will not be patronized by the likes of a pirate. And so with that, he takes the sword, like folds itself into the hand of Haldren, and he thrusts his hand forward. And this is probably when Bellum like jumps forward to react. But what happens isn't an actual attack. Instead, it's a huge burst of fire that fills up most of the room. But the fire, while hot, is harmless otherwise, and it ends up being more of a light show than anything else. And you imagine Stalbor sees it and quickly puts together it's a thaumaturgy effect. And you see like the fire like rips through the room and whatnot, and of course, frightened, thinking he's about to be set ablaze by like a burning hands or the like. You see Colton kind of like jumps back and it even lets out a bit of a squeak, and then Haldren will turn to look at Kyrann. Of course, his face is he's got a fat lip. He's bleeding from one side. He's got bruises there. He's kind of bent forward, one hand draped over the stomach where he took the knee. He's an older guy. The hits hurt hard for him. And he looks to Kyrann and says, I'll stay here and teach these dogs how to listen to commands. And then he'll turn and he'll walk out of the room.
Is Colton still there?
Colton is. After he leaves the room, Colton, of course, is regaining his composure. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that Colton is a coward or a yippy little pup or anything like that, but when powerful magics are thrown at somebody, you react.
Stalbor walks over and hands him the healing potion, which he was going to give to the other guy, but he walked away.
Oh.
So just like, well, you're hurt. Doesn't say. Just sort of silent opposite.
Looking down at the potion at Stalbor, his pride is very hurt right now. He denies the potion. No.
Well, we should be off.
Yeah, this might not be the best time to bring this up, but we're also kind of in a hurry. We need to get to Regalport.
Perhaps we should have started with that.
I will arrange for you to speak with him. He'll meet
Thank
you in your room. Go find yourself a place to spend the night.
Thanks.
And you guys leave to go find your rooms. And at some point in time later on, the evening or whatever it is, you will get a on your door. It is that melodic. And you go over to who's there or answer the door, and you see it's the same person as before.
Hi.
I was curious as to whether or not you were returning.
Mm-hmm.
So you were able to touch down all the way there, or did you...
We were, just barely.
Not all the... Yes, we were missed maybe
You're sharing
a mile.
Kyran's room again.
Go
ahead, Stalbor. I always assume yes.
Are you?
I always assume yes.
Well, we didn't get that late in the evening to find out whether I was kicked out or not.
Ollie, I rudely interrupted your immersion. I'm sorry, please.
It was, I respect the memes about their relationship because it's very funny. It's like we missed a mile or so.
Oh.
He missed a mile or so.
Oh.
I'm not as used to being a cloud.
It's a difficult spell to become accustomed to. Whether if you're used to being a cloud or not, it was also a very far travel. I'm glad you were able to make it all the way there. I believe you wanted to speak with me again.
Yeah. Things went well with Mika, so we're gonna go forward and try to go to Regalport.
Okay. Well. Oh, you're. Oh, okay. That. So you're going to head to Regalport.
Yes, we request.
What were you talking about?
Use of your magic.
You guys both kind of like speak, and he just is gonna like follow the lead that Stalbor dropped down, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I can use my magics again, and I can transport you there. That's fine. I can do this.
Well, allow me to gather our party, and you can have your conversation. He goes off to get Bellum and whoever else was coming with us. I don't necessarily remember. The random changeling.
Yep.
But I'm sure I actually know the name of, because Stalbor's probably the guy who knows the name of everyone we've ever been on a ship with.
You get like a 26 intelligence, so you know.
Yeah. So you can...
Mimitim. You must gather the party before venturing forth. God, that phrase is painful. You must...
Yeah,
I'm like a cracky
painful.
voice.
It is painful.
I need
have
water.
painful memories of that sentence.
You must gather the party before venturing forth. I need water. All right, so anyways, Kyrann, Stalbor kind of like slips by and leaves the room.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That leaves just you and this guy.
Yeah. I don't have much more to say to him.
You had a question for him.
I did have a question. I just said, what were you talking about?
So since you're not reiterating the question at least yet,
No.
Stalbor slips by and kind of like looking at each other. He's like, then I guess I'll prepare to cast a spell for you then.
Yeah. Why did you think that Colton asked for you?
It was what we were talking. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Are you sure it doesn't matter? Because kind of seems like it matters.
It's
I'm gonna go get a drink.
There's an expectation of members of House Lyrandar,
Mm-hmm.
The way they act, their personalities in general, even if it's not true for all of us. And they were kind of put into these little neat boxes or on ships that it seems to benefit. Just because one of us is born with a mark or is born to the family doesn't mean that we necessarily want to serve the family or at least not that family.
Yeah, I can get that.
That's why some of us come out here, because it's different. It's a different type of family. Like, we work together and we get along, but we don't, the expectations aren't the same.
Okay.
And the intent isn't the same either. You said something and it was foolish. I should go and prepare for the spell.
Sure.
And it turns to start walking away.
It's a very weird conversation. Yeah, Kyrann finishes the drink and just waits for the party members.
And you guys, everybody gathers together. When the person comes back, looks and sees that it's the three of you with somebody different, and Haldren's not there.
We're leaving Haldren with you guys.
Oh.
Colton took it well.
Oh. That's surprising. So, the spell, to remind you how it works, and to explain it to somebody new. I'm going to be transforming you into a cloud. You know the direction that you need to fly, and it's the distance that you need to fly, correct?
Yeah.
It's a much shorter distance than before, so we don't have to sail to the far side of the ship to get you there. You should be able to get there in far less time. Do you want me to use both spells like I did last time?
Yeah.
That'll shorten the speed for you, shorten the distance, and increase your speed considerably, so you'll be able to land where you want to along the way. I guess what we could do is we can do that. So explains the spell over and over again how it has to work. Kyrann, you're going to be in charge of this. Stalbor, you're in charge of this. Da 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 da. And get you guys prepared. And then does the same spell. The Marg. You guys discorporate into cloud-like stuff, and it puts the wind at your back.
I will ask him for his name this time. Again.
Oh, before you actually get all cloudy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says his name is Sarkis.
Well, thank you, Sarkis.
Sorry. It's Sarkis Baron Delirandar. Though he doesn't say Delirandar, he just says Sarkis Baron.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This is important. This is all of our lives depend on the success. So I'm hoping that my use of this magic is going to aid you. And so he does activate the spell. You guys turn into little poofy clouds. He puts the clouds behind you, the wind behind you, and you guys, sorry, those bug. And you guys start moving off and step off, and we can fly, and you start soaring up into the sky. As you are doing so, again, yeah, you're traveling incredibly fast, but it's a very different trek than it was before. Kyrann, could you do me a favor, please? Could you actually roll for me that...
So where are we right now?
If you're actually looking
Orthos.
on the map, Orthos, the city of Orthos.
And we're going to Orthos to Regalport.
If you look at where it says Straits of Orthos, where like that little notch is directly beneath the second S of Straits of Orthos, that is where you are in that little notched area. That's where the dock is. And then if you look over at Port Verge, which you can actually see that, it's about 500 miles away.
No, we're going to Port Verge?
My apologies,
No.
Regalport.
Oh, because I just linked you something that is actually on the wiki. It says how long it is to sail to place. So I was just interested to see how fast it would
Oh,
be.
thank you.
Yeah, I just linked on the Skype.
My apologies. I was going based off the wrong spot. Regalport is longer. Because I'm a dummy.
But Orthos isn't on the list of it's like Regalport is their central place of reference and everywhere past it. So if we were going to Ilmarrow Castle, which is I think the closest place on this little thing, by regular ship, it would be 11 days. So it'd probably be like 9 days or something by boat.
Yeah, but you're going to be flying.
But I know I was just interested in a comparison because this is a really useful resource to have on hand.
Yeah. That same exact thing that you're
It's in
looking
the
at,
book.
I'm just checking it. I'm pretty sure I've used that several times before. Let me just see what it is that you sent me.
It's at the bottom of that page.
Yep, I just want to see what it is. Paste. Where's the paste? Paste and go.
Pasta.
We can go to Stormhome. It'll only take us 20 days.
Yeah. Well, when we're at Regalport.
Give me one second. Oh, yeah.
Not
I've seen this before, and this is what I used when I was originally mapping stuff out for Kyrann. When you guys left Sharn to head towards the Principalities ages ago, and then got caught up for Season 3's Into the Woods.
Yeah.
So anyways, oh shit, I just shut a webpage down that I wasn't supposed to. I'll fix it during the next break. So you guys are making your way along that trek, and again, you're traveling extremely fast. Kyrann, could you roll for me your navigation checks to not get lost on the way? Last time you had to make several. This time you only have to make 2.
Cool.
Are you happy with your 15?
That's fine.
Okay. You have a
Look
lot
for
more,
islands. How hard can it be?
you have a lot more points of reference this time, which makes things easier.
So how many? 3?
2.
2. That's fine.
Okay. So as you guys are flying, heading to the direction that you believe is correct,
Bellum will fix it.
everybody roll for me perception checks.
Bellum, don't suck it up. Good job. Good boy.
So it's actually Bellum, the one that's not in charge of any spells or any concentration or like that. Bellum, as you guys are flying along, and it makes sense that it's Bellum, and we'll find out why in about 10 seconds. As you guys are sailing through the skies, making your way there, that sees something off on the horizon approaching very quickly. At first, he just sees a dot, doesn't think anything of it. But then it starts to approach, as I just said, very quickly. And when he's like, what is that? And continues to approach.
The dragon.
The Sky Kraken.
Look, there was several options. Dragon is actually one of the better options that went
Yeah.
through my mind right then.
And what you do see, in fact, Bellum, flying directly towards the 4 of you, is a dragon coming at you very quickly.
Hey, Stalbor, remember how I told you I saw a dragon once?
It was a very interesting and hopeful story.
Uh-huh. Look to your left.
Ah! And then we'll see what happens after break.
Yeah. Break time.